afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome aboard New York Jets News. I'm your pilot, Jude Jets, and today we're going over all the top stories from the final day of mandatory minicamp. And without further ado, let's get started. So Woody Johnson had a press conference before practice. He didn't really have any two headliners from the press conference, but he did speak very highly of Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas. So Johnson really likes their duo, and glad to know we finally have a bright future. Now on to the practice. So everyone was there except for Chris Herndon. Rich Simony said he couldn't spot him on the practice field. Now, who knows what's going on with Herndon? He could be dealing with personal issues. He could be unhappy with the New York Jets, or he could be injured. Either way, Herndon was not present at today's mandatory minicamp. And I'm going to assume that the players who didn't practice yesterday didn't practice today because no one said that they were back on the field. So the players who didn't practice yesterday were Blake Cashman, Blessian Olsen, Jonathan Marshall, Daniel Brown, Ronald Blair, Mekhi Becton, Jeff Smith, Marcus May, and Chuma Edoga. Now I'm assuming they didn't practice, but they could have, but I doubt it. Now, Zach Wilson was good today. He didn't throw any interceptions, which is a step up from yesterday because he threw 2. So it looks like Wilson is learning from his mistakes, which is a good thing because Darnold didn't really do that. And one of his top targets today was Tyler Kroft, and he's just been balling it out in OTAs and minicamp. I mean, I was doubting on my man. Shout out to Kroft because whenever the Jets signed him, I was just like, he had that one good season in like 2017, but after that, he's mainly just been a blocking tight end in his career, and I thought he was just going to be that for the Jets, but no, he's been our tight end number 1 throughout OTAs and minicamp, and hopefully that means he could finally be our long-term tight end. I mean, we haven't had one of those. We haven't had like a locked-in tight end in like a long time, so maybe Kroft can be that for us. Denzel Mims was still working with the twos today, but he did make the play of the day. He had a contested catch along the sideline. Now it just goes to show that Denzel Mims can play good when given the opportunity. He has a ton of potential, and hopefully by the time training camp rolls around, he's going to be with the ones. And Isaiah Dunn is easily the player of the day. He had a ton of pass breakups and was playing tight coverage the entire time. Jeff Ulbrich was really impressed with him and said he has a good chance to make the roster. Sounds like the New York Jets got a steal in Isaiah Dunn. I mean, they were surprised that he went undrafted. Like, super excited the New York Jets got Isaiah Dunn, and maybe he can be a good cornerback for us in the future. A couple Jets players had press conferences today after minicamp, and here's some of the main takeaways from them. So first off, Quentin Williams said he's going through rehab. If you did not know, he broke his foot. Corey Davis was asked about his Sam Darnold comments he made earlier in the year. If you did not know, in Davis's first press conference with the Jets, he said Darnold was my QB. He most likely said that because when he signed with the Jets, Sam Darnold was the QB on the roster. He most likely didn't know that we were going to be trading him and selecting Zach. So he said that Darnold was his QB because at the time he was. But he responded to the question by saying, Zach Wilson's my QB. And speaking of Zach Wilson, he also had a press conference today. And here's some of the main takeaways from that. So he said that he is planning on getting together with some of the Jets skill players during the break before training camp. By this, he most likely means him and some players are going to be tossing a football around at the Jets facility. Or he means you're going to be clubbing it out in New York, going to playoff games, and walking around New York City to create team bonds because having bonds with your teammates is really important. He also declined to say whenever he got the COVID vaccine or not. Now, I'm pretty sure the NFL required all players who went to the NFL draft to get the vaccine. So he most likely has it, unless the NFL just didn't require him to get it. But I'm pretty positive Wilson has the vaccine, so no reason to worry, Jets Nation. Well, that's all the news I have for you guys today. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me, and let me know if you enjoyed by hitting the subscribe and like button. Also, comment down below your thoughts on today's video, and if for some reason the comments are turned off, hit me up on my social medias, Junior_Jets on Instagram and Twitter. I would also appreciate it if you liked them as well. I mean, if you follow them as well. My bad. Well, I'm your host, Jets, signing off for now. See you later.